after a few days. It was an ordinary day at the mansion. Everyone was sitting together in the main hall, talking, laughing, and enjoying life to the fullest. Dad still hasn't come home. I need his signature on my college form, and I'm getting late, Selena said worriedly. Just go, he's never on time anyway. He won't come, Scar replied rudely. But sis, the signature, Selena asked again. Scar stood up from the sofa. Take it whenever your dad gets free, she said coldly. Rose had been noticing this from the very beginning. Something was not right between Scar and her father. They rarely spoke, and no matter how hard Mr. Ashford tried to talk to her, Scar never responded properly. She never even called him Dad. Today, Rose couldn't ignore it anymore. She didn't like the way Scar disrespected him. Scar, what is your problem? Why do you always talk about Dad like that? He is your... Before she could finish, Scar interrupted sharply. He is not my dad. He is just my mother's husband. Don't ever say that again. But Rose was not going to stay quiet today. She wanted to know the truth. Why isn't he your dad? He loves you so much. He cares about you. But you don't even talk to him properly. Why are you like this, Scar? Tell me. Rose, don't test my patience, Scar warned, trying to control her anger. Diana and Selena stood up as the atmosphere grew tense. Tell me, Scar, why are you silent now? The man who gave you life, a home, a family, why do you hate him so much? What is his fault? That he raised you, loved you like his own child. Rose kept pushing, unaware that Scar's anger had reached its limit. He is my mother's killer, Scar shouted at the top of her lungs. The entire mansion fell silent. She walked closer to Rose, who stared at her in shock and grabbed her shoulders. You want to know the reason for this hatred? He is a murderer, a bloody murderer. Scar's voice echoed through the house. Scar, this, Diana tried to speak, but Scar raised her hand to stop her. Not today, Aunt. Today I will speak. Just then, her eyes fell on Mr. Ashford, who was standing frozen near the main door. Scar began clapping sarcastically as she looked at him. Everyone turned and saw him at the entrance. Scar walked toward him. Look, he's here. We were just talking about you, she said, standing beside him. He didn't even look at her. Rose, you wanted to know why I am like this. I'll tell you. My mother had cancer, last stage. She was lying on that bed in this very house, counting her final breaths. Do you know what she wanted? Scar asked, moving toward Rose again. She wanted to see him once before dying. She wanted to hold his hand and leave this world peacefully. She wanted to take her last breath in the arms of the man she loved. Tears filled her eyes, and everyone present remembered that horrible day. As long as my mother was alive, she longed to speak to him for just 2 minutes. She suffered, but she pointed at him. He never had even 1 minute for her. He never took care of her, never gave her time, never even spoke lovingly to her, just formalities. Her voice trembled. The day the doctor said she had only a few hours left, Selena and I were crying uncontrollably. We couldn't even imagine life without her. Do you know what she told me that day? Rose shook her head. She held my hand and said, "Call your father once. If I see him once, I'll be able to die peacefully." Scar broke down. I called him so many times that day to tell him what was happening, but he never answered. She sat down on a chair, tears streaming down her face. Selena, Diana, and Rose were crying too. Did Dad not come? Rose asked softly. Scar wiped her tears and gave a bitter smile. He came to bury my mother to grave. She couldn't continue and ran to her room. Rose followed her, while Selena ran off crying and Diana went after him. After calming Scar down, Rose returned to the hall. Mr. Ashford was still standing there, frozen in the same spot. She placed her hand gently on his shoulder. "Dad, are you okay?" He slowly shook his head and sat on the couch. Rose wanted to hear his side of the story. "Dad, please tell me, why didn't you come that day?" Mr. Ashford gave a sad smile. "If I had come that day, someone else would have died." Rose looked confused. Scar, who had quietly stepped out of her room, also listened. "What do you mean?" Rose asked. "That day I was performing surgery on a 9-year-old girl. I had been in the operation theater since morning. Saving her life was my duty. The surgery was critical. When it was finally successful and I came out, I checked my phone. There were missed calls from everyone Selena, Scar, Deanna. By the time I reached home, it was too late. My wife had left me. She had waited, and then she was gone. He wiped his tears. Scar's anger is justified. She suffered. I accept my mistake. But I love her very much. Whether she calls me Dad or not, if she just talks to me, that's enough for me. Dad. They heard a voice from the staircase. They looked up and saw Scar standing there, tears in her eyes. She ran down and hugged Mr. Ashford tightly. I'm sorry, Dad. I misunderstood you. I was wrong. Please forgive me, she sobbed in his arms. You called me Dad. That's enough for me, he said, holding her close. Don't apologize. I'm sorry too. I made mistakes. They hugged each other and cried. Rose, Diana, and Selena watched them with tears in their eyes. This time, tears of happiness, as the father and daughter were finally reunited.